Yeah.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
That was very fresh.
Master of the colors.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag Welcome to the April meeting of the Foundation of Pelican Marsh Board of Directors. Paul, will you call the roll, please? Certify the quorum and offer proof of notice.
Okay, we have Matt Barger, Karen Gilmartin, Steve Burke, Nathaniel Monks, Margie Cassia, and Pat Kepke present. So we have a quorum for the board today.
May I have a motion to approve the prior meeting minutes?
Oh, I make a motion.
May I have a second, please?
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Yogi. Well-oiled machine. Is it okay to say I missed Carter?
I listen too.
Okay, the president's report. So a little update on Nest, our restaurant. The oversight and finance committees are going to meet jointly with our management team over at Nest for the monthly accounting. This will be the first full month of operation. So we are looking forward to receiving that report. The short version is that at this point we're breaking even, which is happy news for us because we are still experiencing a labor shortage in the facility, like much of Collier County, like much of the country. This summer, the foundation board will be doing a complete top-to-bottom rules review, and there's some dead wood in there that needs to be eliminated, getting rid of some rules that no longer apply, that aren't being enforced, aren't suitable anymore, and amending rules. The community, of course, will be notified prior to any board action on establishing or rewriting rules, new rules, or rewriting old rules. Finally, our IT committee is currently meeting and looking at the possibility of a new single platform software system for Pelican Marsh. This would replace the current management software that we use, Jonas, as well as half a dozen or so other disparate software packages that we use for various purposes, like making appointments in the spa and our accounting software and the court sports reservation software. And so what we're looking to do is to wrap all this up in a single platform that will allow the increased utility for the residents. We'll keep you posted on that. Okay, time for the treasurer's report. Daniel.
Hi, everybody. It looks like that Naples is starting to get in. Pelican Marsh will eat twice as often at the Nest as you did during the winter. Please. Okay, the foundation of Pelican Marsh financial highlights. I'm going to try to do this without my glasses. First time I ever remember to bring them. Oh no, I brought them. And I'm going to try not to put them on, because when I put them on, then I'm admitting I'm old. Okay, I'm old. All right, administrative and operating expenses overall continue over budget. The next phrase says mainly due to timing. What that means is that we get all our money for the operating fund, which is our day-to-day operations. We get it all essentially January, February, when everybody pays their HOA fees. So we have this rush of money coming in, and then we use it all year. The fitness revenues and the results finished $8,400 better than budget first quarter. We budgeted a little lower than it had happened because we thought COVID would keep people worried like they were last year a little longer, but we're back in full swing, looking good. Core sports results were even better than budget. Social activities, way better than budget. Lynn is doing an incredible job. People are really enjoying things that they're doing, such as trivia night, and it appears that we're going to extend it deeper into the season than we've ever done before because it's still full. And so I think that she's doing a wonderful job and that more people than ever might be staying for the summer. I'm hoping work from home is keeping people to stay here longer. Food and beverage, as you know, thanks to the COVID problem and the county and even some parts shortages, we planned on opening that restaurant first week of January. And one thing after another hit us and they wouldn't give us a permit. And finally, we opened it up at the last week of February instead. So we had to pay for 2 months of a restaurant where we had 0 customers almost till the last week of February. So we had a whole bunch of losing money during January and February with all those employees and no customers. As Steve mentioned, in March, we were full swing. First month that we've actually been in business, the whole calendar month in the Nest. And people are doing a really good job working there and patronizing there. I'm just really amazed at how good the employees are and the customers. We're not having crazy customers. We have people there sometimes eat there 5 times a week. And the loyalty is really nice and the convenience is wonderful. Resale fees. This was the big unknown. This was the scary bugaboo we worried about all last quarter and the quarter before that. There were no houses for sale. We get most of our money either from the HOA fees or the resale fees. And in fact, 2 of our funds only get the money for resale fees. And the resale fees was a big mystery because there were 0 houses for sale. And we thought, how can we keep up with the sales needs of this budget when there's no houses for sale? But lo and behold, they're still selling. I think because the prices are so high, people are saying, man, my neighbor got so much, I guess I'll sell anyway. And so it's generated more motivation to sell just because of high prices. So the sales are coming in well above budget. We expected very few, and I don't know. We're almost there at the end of March because this board has voted to put first things first and take 100% of those resale fees and put them into the reserve and replacement fund before anything else gets touched. And then when that thing is done, then we can worry about all the other stuff because we've got to cover that first. Well, that's going to be taken care of when you see me again. Let's go to the next page. Page 2, we're going to look at some numbers, try not to get too blurry-eyed. The important thing here is that we have 3 funds. The operating fund that I just talked about, where at the beginning of the year, at the top left-hand corner, you see the $509,000. That's how much was in the fund January 1-ish. And so we all pay our HOA fees, and you see, look at the very bottom, and he says, oh, 2.7 million. And that happens every first quarter. Everybody pays their dues, and we're going to spend that money every month paying for our normal upkeep. So that looks like something big happened. Nothing big happened. Replacement fund, the one I was bragging about. Beginning of the year, you see $471,000. That's the fund that replaces all the things that wear out. And we have the money set aside so that the roofs and parking lots and the nets and all these things will be replaced when they break. We are putting all of the resale funds from all the resale fees go into that fund until it's completely paid for the year. You look at the bottom of it, it's at $650,000 at the end of March. Just needs a little bit more, and then it's paid for the rest of the year. And next month, I'll talk about that. Capital fund. This one looks weird, but it's not. At the very top, you see $280,000. The capital fund is the fund where we spend money to improve the amenities at Pelican Marsh. We spend money to improve the place. That's the capital. Well, we built a restaurant. And so the restaurant, we had to finish paying for all the parts of the restaurant, building and contractors and stocking the beer bottles and what have you. And at the end of the first quarter, it went from 280,000 down to 15,000, which means we spent all our capital. It doesn't hurt that that fund is essentially empty because we just spend money out of there whenever we want to build something new or improve something for the first time. So we'll just wait till there's money in there before we consider doing that. So page 3. This is our income, our revenues. You can see that the revenues for the first column is 2022. This is what actually happened in the first quarter, $312,000. We had budgeted $314,000. And the expenses were a little bit over some of the expenses. And then at the very bottom, you'll see that our total surplus deficit, we have for the first quarter, $134,000 less than budgeted because we had budgeted for the restaurant to be open, making money January 6th. Other than that, everything is going really good, and that problem is obviously taken care of. That is all I have, guys. This is on the website. If anybody has any questions, you can always ask me, but you can look on the website if this went by too fast. Thank you.
Thanks, Nathaniel. Paul, can we have the foundation manager's report, please?
Okay, so with Easter now past us and season now is winding up, we see many residents now heading back north for the summer. It was really great seeing the community center active this past season with many of the residents back down enjoying the amenities and socializing with their friends and neighbors. So we're glad, hopefully next season we continue to be the same. Also good news, we are still receiving mostly positive reviews from the Nest. Aaron, Maurice, and the rest of the Nest team I've spoken with are still happy to be here and are looking forward to continue earning your business with great food and customer service. Please watch out for Nest special promotions that will be sent out over the next few weeks as they prepare to encourage everyone to come down and dine with them as the season slows down with off season as it normally does in summer. As a reminder for those heading back north, please make sure that you've prepared your home with all the necessary cleaning and maintenance that needs to be done. And it's also a good idea to have your home scheduled for a home watch service or have a friend monitor your home while you're away to prevent any unforeseen issues such as plumbing failures or other issues that could cause major damage. Again, we remind everyone to keep us updated with your current information, email address, and other contact information so we can make sure we keep you updated with the latest and greatest that's going on in Pelican Marsh. So again, if you need to provide your information to us, please see Linda or Monique in the office, and they will be happy to update your information in our system. As GM here at Pelican Marsh, again, I want to make sure all the members and their guests are having a positive experience when they're using the amenities and services here at the foundation. It's really important and special that when we receive continuous kind words of support each day from many of the members, it makes our jobs that much more easier and rewarding to do. And we really thank you for that. And we look forward to next season coming up soon. And again, we just appreciate everybody here at Pelican Marsh. And thank you for your support. Any questions on the report?
I'm going to make just one simple point. A lot of see it out a lot. If you're out and about and you find a chef and they want to come here, ask them. I'm not kidding you. We'll expand the menu at the Nest by 25%. We need 2 more servers as well. And I would do anything to have an expanded menu. I've eaten every single item on the Nest menu.
You drank all the drinks yet?
Pretty close. But yeah, if you're out and about and you find a chef or you talk to a server
item 9.1, approval of appointment to Fitness Advisory Committee. With an opening on the Fitness Advisory Committee, they have requested that we approve their nominee Chuck Cormier to the Fitness Committee. May I have a motion to approve this appointment?
I approve.
Second,
A second?
all in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the motion carries. Next, we have 9.2, an approval of memorial plaque, Pelican March member. This is a memorial plaque to remember our friend Steve Rosina, who recently left us. May I have a motion to approve a memorial plaque for Steve Rosina?
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. Next, we have 9.3, approval of the Design Review Committee written report, which was extensive this month. Do I have a motion to approve the written report?
I've read it. I will make a motion to approve.
Second,
A second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And the motion carries. Okay, time for board members' comments. Anyone have any comments? That being the case, it's time for resident comments. Would anybody like to say anything?
I have a couple of. Is you
Please.
guys watching at home?
Sure.
That's, first of all, you guys are doing a wonderful job. Paul, I think your point about communication is really good. And sometimes I will think I want to email somebody, but I can't remember your emails. Is it possible to put like a note on the board? We used to have the for sale stuff with all the emails to people, and I take a picture with my phone, so I know what's happening. Just somehow make the emails and phone numbers more visible to the residents.
Which phone numbers and emails are you talking about?
Yours.
To mine?
Yeah.
Our emails and all of our phone numbers, I don't have a problem with that at all. I like that idea.
Our information is on the website for contact, but you're saying post it on the
I'm just
bulletin.
saying, print out a piece of paper, put it on the bulletin board by the gym, so that it's there. Or you can put it outside somewhere, you can see on the door, just so that you know when you're here and you want to see it, think about it, you know, rather than having to go find it on the website. You know, people say everything's on the website, and everything in the world is on a website. But sometimes it's not convenient to do that, so I'm just suggesting this as a way to make the point.
Steve, can I address that too? Paul, in your report, as you said, you're always open to suggestions and emails. And I think, like Rich said, most people don't read the website or they don't know how to, blah, blah, blah. But what about even putting out a blast in conjunction with another one coming up and to say, we'd love to hear from you. And then you give, whether it's all the board's emails and yours. I think that would be helpful.
I can do both.
Any other comments, questions, concerns?
I'm Harry Covington, Savannah. We'll go back to the treasury report, just ask a couple of questions.
Can I interrupt for just a second? There's a lot of people watching at home, but they can't hear you unless you talk in this mic. Would you mind?
I
doing
turn
that?
the mic around.
There you go.
There.
Yeah, thank you. And this way, all the people at home will be able to understand what question we're answering.
Hi, I'm Harry Covington, Savannah. I have a couple of questions about Nest. Because I've forgotten some of the data was given earlier. We had said that first year projections were probably a loss and the organization, Pelican Marsh, would subsidize that. Can you tell me what that projected loss was that we were going to cover for the year?
Can I take this question on because it's a little bit complicated? The question is what was the projected loss that the restaurant would have its first year and how would we cover it? And when we first went over this, you guys probably may remember that when we made our projections and delved into the studies and asked the community to vote on it was pre-COVID. And back then we were planning on having a restaurant, which we would build a building and another company would run their own restaurant in it. And we even had 3 companies begging us to be the company. And then COVID came along and the hiring problem happened and everybody said, we're too scared to start this. And all people backed out. So we ended up starting the Nest, which is our company. most restaurants do lose a lot of money at the beginning. The more data we get, the more we think there's a strong chance that this calendar year, the first 12 months of it being open, I said that wrong, not this calendar year, the first 12 months of it being open might break even or even make a little money.
That's really where I was at.
Okay, so it, the hiccup that happened, the uncontrollable hiccup that happened in January, February by not being able to have a restaurant, notwithstanding, I still believe, and I look at the numbers very often, I still believe there's a very strong chance that we break even or make a profit in our first 12 months of being open, you know, February 20 to February 20 type thing. So I don't think we have a big problem for doom and gloom coming. I do believe that we'll have a very strong November, December, January, February in those months. And your second part of your question is how do we cover it? There will be, let's assume that there is a small profit or a small loss. This will come out of our operating fund, the first fund that I mentioned on the far left, which tends to get most of its money, but not all of its money from the HOA fees. It also gets some money from the resale fees. So it looks to me like that there's a strong chance that the HOA fees will be unaffected, even if the restaurant has a slow start. And so we'll know more as we go along, but it's too early to really know for sure. But March being our first calendar month was very promising.
And our budget's on a calendar year.
Our budget is, we do budget on a calendar year, yes. And so we know that the calendar year of 2022 is going to be ugly because 2 months were stolen from us. So no business can afford to have all its expenses and 0% of its income for a couple months and that not affect them. So that will affect us. So it will probably, as we get closer to the end of the year, we'll be able to see how much of that we're making up, how much ground we're making up from the slow start.
Thank you. That's my question.
Thank you.
Answer my question.
Anyone else? Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Wait, just a moment. Does Paul have people asking questions online?
No, I do not have
Okay.
any questions online.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.